What's up? This is Corey, Reader River Goods, and I am leather crafter, just kind of a man in his attic. I loves to do some leather crafting and loves to create. And I was in a project recently, and I had to do some estimating for some bigger panels. So I have a bigger order for some portfolios. So these are some pretty big panels. And this is the first time I've really had to do something at this scale. And it's a learning process, and I screwed it up. So I'm gonna pass it along to you so you don't have to screw it up if you wanna try. If you are new to my channel, I appreciate you stopping by. Most folks are greedy and they ask you to like, subscribe, and comment. I'm just gonna hit you with one of them. You can pick one. I'll let you even pick. How about that? That's the kind of guy I am. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of stuff coming out. I'm finally back in my office, and so I'm excited to get back in it. And I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy. When I just started this probably a year or so back, I mean, I was talking to my camera the whole time. So it's at least I see somebody's a small little speck of people that have found my channel and appreciate what I'm doing. So if you like what I'm doing, let me know. Send me a comment, subscribe, like any one of the three. You don't even have to do all three. But what we're gonna do today is talk about estimating leather for your projects. Now, generally, I have an Etsy shop, and essentially what I do a lot of watch bands, I do a lot of wallets, and those are so much smaller scale. I can buy a panel of leather and I know I can get 10 to 12 watch bands out of that. Now, hides of leather or sides of leather are a whole lot trickier, and I found this out the hard way. What I did, as I started cutting these out, I knew I had 25 portfolios that I was having to make, and these are gonna be 6x9. So to accommodate for that, these panels end up being about 15 and a half inches by like 9 and almost 9 3/4. So, so that's about, I say, a square foot from there, and then each side will have a panel that'll go in there. So may not seem like it's very big, but you're gonna have to have 2 of these, 1 of these, and then just a small little 3-inch panel, which I can make out of scraps. But I got 25 of them. That means I gotta cut out 25 of these and 50 of these. Now, when I'm buying my side, it comes in square feet. So I see 20 to 23 square feet was kind of at the average. Look at this leather. So I had 4 of these come in. Well, I had 2 come in. Let me tell you, this is where I realized how bad I was at it, and then I had to have another 2 come in. But these are at 22 square feet a piece. The first one I cut, I got, how many did I get? I got like 11 to 12 panels out of it, big panels. And then I was gonna try to get some smaller ones in there. The second one I cut, I only got like 7. Now, if they're both 22 square feet, how in the heck did that happen, right? And it's because, again, it's sold in square feet, but these things don't come square. So I just wanna look at today, and this is honestly help for me. Like I said, I made the mistake, and so I just wanna pass it along. If this is something that you're having to do, hopefully it can be helpful to you. But I'm gonna get up, try to roll this thing out, and we're gonna show you where the workable space is. And let me show you what I got. I cut my 3rd one last night, and here was the odds and ends. So I'm left with a whole bunch of these. Now I was trying to do my best. I have my pattern here. So this is the whole pattern, and then this is one of the side panels, to work it in there and get as many as I possibly could. And so this is the kind of stuff I'm left with, which when you start to add this up, that's a whole bunch of square feet that you really can't account for, right? And these are some bigger panels. Now, luckily I have some projects and some things that I can use these for, but the problem is I set aside a certain amount of money for leather when I was estimating the project and giving a quote for it. And I think I'm off at least one side, maybe some more, which stinks because it's not cheap. And also shipping and taxes, good gracious, that's almost as much as the darn side itself. So let's get this thing rolled out, check out how much we actually have to work with. And like I said, hopefully it can be helpful to you as you start to estimate projects. If you have anything that's bigger, like I said, this is my first time I've actually had to do something to this scale. May not sound like a lot, but 25 for one person to cut out, to stitch, it's gonna take me a minute. So anyway, let's check this leather out. All right, now this is the side of leather I got in. And as you can see, it's certainly not square. Here's my pattern. These are the ones I cut out. I got 25 of these over here. But you lay this thing out and you start to realize how much thinner it is on this side. You got a whole lot of working area here. But your problems come in is that you have these funky angles in here. So if I'm gonna get a panel starting here, I'm gonna have to start somewhere out here. So now you don't want to bring this edge in. Let's see. So you lay this out like this. Now this whole side kind of goes to pot. Now that's probably, I don't know, maybe not quite a half a square foot, but maybe. And so it's just an odd angle. Same thing's gonna happen as you come down here. So now all of a sudden you just lost 3/4 of a square foot, if not more, probably closer to a square foot right there. And as you get down here, it's even less. So let's see like the actual working area. And now I'm gonna have to do some math, which is gonna be awesome. Let's see. So I'm gonna, man. So when you really start to look, you can't really get, well, I can do it this way. Let's see. I'm gonna go about, where can I start? Right about there. 38 inches by 48 inches. Let me write that down because I'm gonna forget. And then from here, it's actually way less. So I got about 38. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna come to this side here. 32 by 26. Yeah, then you'll have maybe another square foot over there. So I'm gonna do some figuring, but you can kind of see, especially if you're doing bigger panels like this, I'm not gonna be able to get that many in here. And that's gonna create some problems if and I'll tell you what saved me in this one, which I didn't even consider. Now for this particular project, my client actually saved me and saved my butt because I had, again, never really estimated something to this scale. And we were gonna do, what are they, 8.5 by 11, your normal portfolio size, and he actually suggested that we cut it down to 6 by 9 just to save some on the cost for him. But actually that saved me, because if I was having to cut panels that were, let's see, 11, 9, so it'd have been like a 20-inch panel plus 11. So I mean that's a big chunk out of one of those sides, and I probably would only be able to get, man, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 perfect rectangles out of there. Now I could change my design, which I probably would have had to in that case, and made 2 panels and had to sew them together, but I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep it keep it uniform and have one panel as a binding there. So so they actually saved quite a bit, and also gave me a learning experience, because that would have crushed me. I would have had to buy, probably 10, I don't even know, 10 sides of leather at this point. But anyway, I'm gonna figure out this math and kind of see what I come up with. It's gonna be some monkey math for sure. But hopefully it can kind of give us a better idea about how many actual, working area that we have, especially for something like this that we're gonna be estimating. That's a little bit on the bigger size. All right, so y'all bear with me. I did the scariest thing I've ever done in my shop. I started doing math. But what I come up with, and it's worse than I thought. So it's not good, but hopefully it can be helpful to you. So here's where I went wrong. On the website, they were sides, leather sides were $165 each. And again, they were listed at 20 to 22 square foot a piece. So my stupid math, I took 165 by 22 and came to about $750 per square foot. And so I know that these portfolios that I'm doing are 2 square feet a piece. And so if I'm looking at 22 square feet, I'm doing 25 of them at 2 square feet a piece. That's 50 square feet. So I bought 2 to start with, and then I'm thinking I was gonna have to get a third, which I didn't account for. You still have to get shipping, you still have to pay taxes, and so that came to like another $60 on top. And then, so that what that come to? That came to $60, $330, so about $390 for the 2. So that puts them at $195 a piece. So now I'm at $195 where I was only pricing in $165. Here's the kicker. After I added up my my math on the actual working area, I came to about 18 square feet, and it's actually gonna be less than that because it's not gonna end up in a perfect rectangle. My cuts aren't gonna be a perfect rectangle. So, I mean, I screwed up by quite a bit. Anyway, in the end, when I figured in the taxes, when I figured in the shipping, it came to about $10.83 a square feet when I was only quoting it for $7.50 a square feet, or per square foot. And so again, 2 square feet, so that'd be what, a difference of about 333, what I came up with. And so that's not good. So I ended up cutting last night. I ended up finishing up, and luckily I just need the 4. And I still have a fair amount left. I can still make some stuff out of that. And that's also, that's gonna be some backup in case I make some mistakes. On 25, I'm sure there's gonna be a mistake or two that'll be coming through there. So as you can see, and you can leave yourself in a mess if I were to be doing this time and time again. So I'm glad I learned from it this time. I'm certainly gonna correct that and go back to the drawing board next time and kind of think it through more. But man, don't forget taxes and shipping, because that's still part of the cost. You know, of to obtain that leather. I don't have anywhere around here that I can go get it, and so I have to get it delivered, and that stuff ain't cheap, and it's heavy. So it's probably a good, I don't know, 10, 12 pounds maybe, when you get a couple sides delivered, and so that's not good. But anyway, we learned. I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully it made sense. I know my monkey math was a little bit scattered, but yeah, I basically figured it up per square foot and then realized how bad that I had originally quoted the project. I would have been in a big mess if they didn't cut down the size, which wasn't even my choice. They just said it. After I made it, I loved it, but anyway, we got some work to do on here, and this was a good learning lesson for me. And don't waste money like I did. I waste it for you. I waste money so you don't have to. You know, that's just how I am. So, but anyway, as I'm filming this, I think I'm at 999 subscribers, which is hilarious. A year ago when I started, felt like I was just talking into my phone, and I felt like an idiot. So it's been really cool to see this go, and I really appreciate just the support and stopping by and checking out my videos. I know it's probably hard sometimes when their channel's relatively small and they don't have much out, but hopefully I'm gonna continue to steamroll this thing and grow and yeah, put out some good content for you. So if there's anything you want to see, anything you want to, if I can help, let me know, and hopefully I can put out some content and keep it interesting for you. I don't want to be boring, and I also don't want to do the same old thing. There's a lot of, you know, and early on I kind of had to do some videos that were, you know, you've probably seen a couple different takes on it, and there's folks out there doing it all the time. So But yeah, I'm a relatively small channel, but I'm hoping to get there. I'm more like Mr. Least. Good God. I'm sorry. Anyway, I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to get this all wrapped up. I'm going to make what I can. I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. That's part of it. And I'm gonna learn and grow from there. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again soon.